Yeah, guys. So I'm back again with another one. These podcasts. The second one. I'm so glad I'm doing this one right after I did the first one. I won't lie. I'm not sure. I haven't put it up, so I didn't know. I can't predict how it'll do. But anyway. I just want to talk a little bit about something that I also feel is, also very dear and close to me, and is an experience, that I have went through, and, out of it I've learned a couple of things, that I can say have made me a stronger person, a better person. So when I was young, obviously, not obviously because you guys don't know, but when I was young, I lost my parents, both of them. So I was young, didn't understand what was going on. I remember I was still at school in a different province in the Northern Cape, and it was a colored school. So I was there, okay, fine, I hear this is happening. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't, when you're a kid, you don't understand these things. But when I grew up, I started understanding now, So there came a point whereby I think I was 9 when I found out, and then I was, I think, 12 or 11 when I started being more aware of what this actually means, that both your parents have passed away, they're no longer coming back. So when I was 11, so I started, obviously picking up on it. So obviously it hurts, an experience, something that whereby you have never met them, you've met them, but you don't really have a memory, And the funny thing is that I can remember how I felt back then, but I cannot remember having a memory of me being with them, except for one memory when I was with my dad and I was on his lap and, he was driving the car. So one of the happiest moments, But basically I don't have like a story that I can say, I remember this and this and this to a certain age. So, when something like this happens to a person, it's sort of, and you start being, like in my case, when I was young, so I started being aware of it. It started really changing me, in terms of how I would like to be, And I was fortunate enough that I still have an uncle, and I have a brother who's my cousin that I lived with. So I lived with them and my grandmother. So, I learned a lot from them, looking at them, they growing up and stuff like that. So I'm right behind them, and I'm also trying to, figure this life thing out, But every time, one thing that would hit me, it would be that, there's a difference between you and them. And I used to be like, there's a difference. Why do I feel like there's a difference, And yet, they're my family, So then, and I feel like a lot of kids do go through this. And it's something that a lot of parents or a lot of family members do not understand, that, when there's a kid and then they lose both their parents and they have nothing or no one else, they will start feeling like that. Even if you can, it's easy to tell a person that, from now on I'm your parent, or I'm going to be the one taking care of you, and actually doing what you are saying. There's a complete difference. You can tell the person, yes, it's just words, but then are you really acting on your words? And a lot of family members tend to fail to understand that, guys, it's not a fact of, you must buy me things to show me that you are a parent. Be there for me. That's what the kid wants. That kid or that particular person, the adult, some people, they even as old as they are, some people are still going through the same experience even now. Like they feel like they are all alone. So, and family members do not understand that you just need to be there physically and emotionally. Physically, not like dash out money, because obviously you have your own kids, you also have to take care of your own kids. That is something that both parties have to understand at the end of the day. But unfortunately, it seems to be something whereby a lot of family members forget that it's not really about the money, it's about the emotions, and the kid also misses out on that feeling of being treated like you belong to something that is bigger than just you alone, as an individual. And an experience like that can affect a kid going forward, because everywhere, if they're not strong enough to sort of handle it earlier in their life, it'll be something that'll be a huge disadvantage for them when they get into the workplace or when they get into society, and they're failing to integrate themselves, because all they know is that I'm an individual, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have who. I know I have these people, but they don't do what they claim, and unfortunately, again, your family members will think that this kid is just asking for attention, and it's not like that. It's not like that. It's just a sense of wanting to belong and feeling like, Lena, I'm part of a family. I have cousins, I have my aunt, I have my aunt's husband. Not feeling like, every time, there's an exclusion. And it's even more painful when there's two kids that have both lost their parents, and they used to share that particular parent, and then the one kid shares the dad, or the two kids, they share the same dad but different mothers. And then now you find that the one kid, the dad's family sort of like treats them better in a way, Again, they start thinking that, it's just the tension, this kid, Yes, you understand, but be there, the physical. Don't make me see that, I'm loved less or I'm liked less, Be neutral. What do you have to lose at the end of the day? You being neutral does not make you a monster, does not make you or something like that. It actually helps you handle a situation better. So it's life, and unfortunately we don't all understand life as early as we want to, especially there's a stereotype. I don't know if it's a stereotype or fact. Let's say it's a fact. It's a fact because I think there's been a lot of studies done on it. There's a fact that males grow up slower than females, and females grow up faster. Not age-wise, but mentally, like the way they think, logically, and stuff like that. But I beg to differ. With all those studies, I beg to differ. Don't ask me to give you proof of why I beg to differ. I beg to differ because of me. Because I do not think that's the same way. Because I have encountered a lot of female that are older than me, younger than me, but don't know nothing about anything, and they are simply not interested in knowing anything about anything, not even general knowledge stuff. They're not interested. All they want to know is life, and when I say life, where I'm going. Life, like want to go out, go drinking, have the latest stuff. That's life, for most of them that I have encountered, old and young. I'm so sorry to say this. Hopefully, maybe some of them are probably listening to this podcast as I'm speaking. So, I understand. So I've experienced that with myself, and I saw even with my sister that my sister she is a year younger than me, but she is not as she's not as developed mentally, like in terms of thinking about what is really important towards what is not important. and it's just simply a want. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, you tend to find yourself talking to them and then start feeling like, yo, I'm being too much. Yo, let me leave this person alone. Yo, I'm such a nuisance. But my point here is, when you're a kid, or when there's a kid in your family, in wherever, your orphanage, wherever you are, if there's a kid there that you guys have adopted, don't make that kid feel different. Make them feel like they're part of something bigger than just them. Make them feel like, when they're not there, they missed, Not for the wrong stuff, because everyone does mistakes. We need to all get that in our heads. We make mistakes, a lot of mistakes, and we're all sorry for them most of the time. And unfortunately, because we are so different, it's not easy for all of us to be remorseful or express them in a remorseful way. I'm not talking about the crazy stuff that people do, like the devilish things, like just things that are just out of... I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about mistakes, like whereby you were supposed to take out the trash but you didn't. Whereby you were supposed to wash your dishes but you didn't wash the dishes. You were supposed to clean the house but you didn't. Or you're supposed to go pick up your grandmother and you didn't. Or you're supposed to go do groceries, you didn't. Or your mom sent you somewhere, you didn't. Or whoever sent you somewhere. I'm talking about those kind of mistakes, like things that are close. So don't ever, and every family member needs to understand that, if there's a kid that doesn't have a parent or doesn't have anything, they need a support structure. Emotional support. Do not think that money solves everything. Money doesn't solve everything. Just be there for them. Treat them like they're one of your own kids. If they're at your house, they came to visit, make sure that they're comfortable, they're nice. I'm not saying treat them like king or queen or whatever. Treat them like the same way you treat your kids. Don't pretend as well. Give them cornflakes and then give the other kids motoho. Like they will see, or maybe let's say a kid comes or a visitor, and then what they do is that you take him shopping or her shopping or them shopping, and you take your kids as well. You buy for them clothes for winter, and then you don't buy your kids, or you didn't buy your kids previously. That kid that doesn't have a parent will still notice that, why are you buying for me, you're not buying for them? What's this thing? What's different with me? It's this sympathy. They can pick up. Even if it's a grown-up person who feels like they're alone and stuff like that, they can pick up. And that's where those things like depression and stuff start from there. These situations, they handle easily. Not small situations, big situations, but handled very easily. Not in this manner that a lot of people assume that makes sense. It doesn't. See you next time, guys. This is Avedi Pedi signing out.
Bonke labantu abaselutho ngathi, bonke labantu bayafunisela ngathi, bonke labantu basifakela ipressure ukuthi abasi siphuma phina. Bonke labantu abaselutho ngathi, bonke labantu bayafunisela ngathi, bonke labantu basifakela ipressure ukuthi abasi sivela phina. Inkanyezi